Hello everybody and welcome back to the Kano Esports stream. My name is Shadi Seti Hanna and we're about to get started with our college CXP Call of Duty tournament today. First up against Newberry College. Kano will take on the Newberry, I want to say Timberwolves? I'm going to look that up so I don't embarrass myself. But we are going to get started in our match today. The Newberry Wolves, so close. And if you hear that sound, it's a weekend type thing. Back. Getting some laundry done and, you know, cleaning up around the house as the Huskies clean up the tournament. You know, that's just the way it is. That's the way it be. Now, the last time Kano faced off against Newberry College in CXP, I believe they beat them 2-1. This will be a rematch in the CXP Call of Duty. A nice little HP to start off here on Mercado. Introducing on the side of the Kano Huskies, Exelios, Kurz, Brody, and Great Witness is our roster for today. We had a bit of a strange start to today, as obviously our first match was a forfeit. Kind of delayed things a little change in the tempo for maybe what we were anticipating on the day, but we're here, we're ready, and we're just looking at having a good time playing some college COD here in CXP. Now, for those of you that are returning viewers of the Kano Huskies, you may be familiar with the fact that Kano play in a number of different competitions in a number of different leagues, but for Call of Duty in particular, there aren't a ton of available competitions during the fall, especially for Modern Warfare 2, as most people are awaiting the release of MW3, and for that reason, we are seeking out additional opportunities to compete. CXP has been gracious enough to provide a space for collegiate COD players to play the game and get some additional experience in the fall and get their reps in while they wait for that winter season to start in full. And that's really the goal for today's tournament, is just get some gameplay, work out some of the tech and some of the issues, you know, the team wants to practice on before the winter. See if they can make a little money on the side as well. Doesn't hurt. And so far so good, as the Huskies able to keep things pretty close here on this map, on the hard point. The biggest challenge right now just seems to be getting beat out on some strange gunfights, just getting messed up by Newberry's timings. They're finding some really good windows to take advantageous fights, but nothing that the Huskies can't handle as they start to take a slight 10-point lead here on the third hill. And as the Huskies progress over to the fourth hill spawn, already tons of space created. Actually, a great angle from Exelios here as he's going to push right forward. But does extend himself a little bit too far, and Cells will be able to find him. Great Witness does get the trade out, and Newberry starting to contest the point. KB is going to dive onto the hill. It's going to be Eternal World muscling through next. Diff's going to find one, and Exelios, the pre-fire into the wall. You will be able to clean it up, and the Huskies come out on top of the engagement. An unfortunate read as Exelios gets timing, turns around, and the second he turns around, that's when Newberry decides to make their move. Newberry will be able to get a little bit of breathing room here and seal out the last 20 seconds of the point as the Huskies change their focus to that next hill spawn. Good shots there from Exelios as they are going to be able to control that rotation over. Newberry now finding some important opening picks here. Nade onto Brody as Diff picks him off with ease, and you know, Newberry's doing a good job of keeping things pretty one-to-one. I mean, none of these fights look particularly one-sided. Always some solid trades back and forth, and it's a nice close game to start things off in today's tournament. I mean, the Huskies are coming in a little colder than some of their opponents. They didn't have that round one game to play. It's going to take them a little minute to heat up, but I'm sure when they do, we'll start to see those point differences close themselves out, or rather, I should say, get even wider and even more intense. Piano now looking to contest the next hill spawn in the rotation. It is going to be Brody catching out Diff. Eternal World just b-hopping his way down. He's going to find another one, and he's doing very well for himself as he's just dropped 19 kills so far on the game. He's top frag in the lobby, and he's finding those important frags when he needs to. They know he's up close, and there he is, just jumping and skipping and hopping his way through. And I'm going to have to decide if they're going to contest this point, how much they want to commit to it. As Newberry have set themselves up for a pretty strong defensive hold. And this could be good for Kurz as he playing his timings. He's waiting for that peak. He sees KB, doesn't expect Diff, and Diff gets him with the drop down, the tuck and roll. And Keanu now on the back foot. They're going to be able to take down Diff and break that trophy system, and should give them a decent amount of control here for this next spawn. You can see the Huskies starting to fight together a little bit more. Playing into the crossfires. There's a good spot by Great Witness to call that out for Exelios to turn around and find that pick onto Eternal. Shut down the streak leader. And Kurz knows he's there. Just needs to stick those shots, and Kurz will clean it up, but gets traded out by Diff with the wall bang. Great Witness holding him down. And finds two members of the Newberry Wolves as well. Important intel gained for the Huskies. And that should give Exelios the info he needs to hold down on point. Piano now able to overtake and overcome the point gap created by Newberry Wolves in the last few hills. And right now, the map just looks a little scattered. Both teams, neither one really able to set themselves up for a solid hold. Things are just going so back and forth. As Brody gets pinched in hotel. Kurz is going to make some space for Brody as Cells is going to be able to stick it back. Kurz will find him. Beautiful shots onto Eternal. Both teams approaching that 200 point mark where the tempo of the game really starts to escalate. The Huskies now forced to play full retake on this next hill spawn. They're going to time it as Brody dumps his way out, gets some valuable intel, but Cells will find some important frags for the Wolves. Nice shots by Exelios as he is able to take down Cells and break open that defensive line, but Eternal is playing off of that stun grenade, will take him out as well in return. Piano needs to get onto the point. Brody finding two. Gonna tuck himself under bar. Gonna throw out the nade. He knew Cells was on him. And Newberry has a great read over the situation here as they are able to call out Huskies pre-rotating to that next hill spawn. And this could be devastating for the Huskies as Newberry currently leads by 230. They've got 20 points left to round out the match. Kurz is going to try, or Brody rather, is going to try to break his way in, but just can't find the shots he needs to hit. And a devastating victory on the site as the Newberry Wolves now can take it here off this next fight. Brody needs to touch, but he knows he's going to get spotted out by Cells. Cells will take him down. Exelio is trying to get his way to the point, but the nade comes through, and Newberry College will take the hard point in today's best of three. I believe the format for today is best of 3 all the way through. So you'll only see the teams go to control if and when one team, they go 1-1 on the hard point in the SND. So it's a little bit different than the traditional format we're used to from NACE and CCL and other leagues. Just in the interest of time, they've capped things out at BO3. And it is a, I believe, double elimination ladder as well. While we're waiting for the teams to load up for the next lobby, let's quickly take a look at the tournament and bracket and see if we can get a better understanding for ourselves here as well. Yes, we are looking at a double elimination bracket. So in our first round, Keanu Huskies had a bye going into the second round and got the forfeit victory over Cumberland Academy, now playing against Newberry College. If the Huskies are able to cinch the win over Newberry, they'll go on to play the victor of Cumberland Maroon versus Mars Hill or St. Clair Latam into the semifinals. And then lastly, the finals with a bracket reset possibility if necessary. So this is going to be BO3 double elimination with a bracket reset potentially. The bracket will be posted in the Twitch chat. You're on a 3-minute delay, so you'll see it. You'll see it before you hear about it from me. If you're interested in following up and learning a little bit more about the tournament format and how things are going to go down today in today's CXP COD tournament. Don't go anywhere. We're going to be right back after a short break. Be back with our next map on the Search and Destroy against the Newberry College Wolves. Hello everybody and welcome back to the stream. Just a short break as we get started with the SND right away. The players obviously eager to get right into things. Do not want to delay. We are going to get started with the SND on El Asilo. Huskies are going to start off on the attacking side. We're going to see that classic A hit from the Huskies. I think they realized they forgot to bring the bomb, so Brody is going to make the walk of shame back to the spawn and go and pick that up. Kurz is just going to try to scout out some information. Eternals will find the first kill of the map onto Kurz with the nade. That's a tough way to go down to start things off here, but the Huskies are going to try to start scouting out some information. Xelios just creeping up his way closer to that B side. Great Witness going to nade to put some pressure down onto the A site. And make some good space for Brody to find his way in. As Great Witness does find the kill onto Eternals, that means the Huskies will actually have a man advantage as Xelios pings down Cell's Diff, the only member remaining for the Wolves. And he is going to reveal himself as he fires some shots onto Brody. Great Witness going to hold him in place. This is going to be a tough spot for him to get out of, as the Huskies do get the bomb down onto the A side as well. Zelio's just holding that door, and he's going to find the shots. Kieno, after going down one man at the beginning of that round, will be able to take control of the round and close it out. Zelio's finding 2 kills for himself in that first round. Now on the defending side, Huskies switching over to that defense. And you'll see a classic start from them, kind of defaulting out, just taking control of as many areas as possible, just trying to gather as much information as possible. But look at Brody. Brody just hauling all the way to the other end of the field. Gonna silently open that door. He sees Diff. He's just gonna spam his fire, but got a little bit too eager with his trigger finger there, and gonna give away his position before he's able to lock that crosshair on target. Xelios does get spotted out by Cells. Cells has him locked down, but he is going to be able to reposition himself. The rotation from Cells now. Is he going to rotate into Great Witness, though? Is Jed missing that jump up, but he's going to be able to find his way into the window, but he needs to go fast before Cells gets behind him. Cells on the full rotation will be able to take down Jed as well. Just Xelios now. Xelios trying to find the shot onto Cells, and Cells finding himself a big 3 kills in that round. Or 2, I should say. My apologies. Some good shots from him. Now back on the attacking half. And as I mentioned before in the last map, it really does seem like these two teams are pretty similar in strength. Seems to go one way, then the other way. Never really looks like a clean, solid victory for one or the other. Great Witness did catch out Cells there. That nade to zone him off should give him the timing he needs to get established, but Eternals will find him. Nice little shot from Kurz to even things out, and the Huskies now in a 2v2. They know that Cells is holding that high ground outside of A. They just have to decide now, are they going to crash onto point or make that commit to that rotation to B site. And as of right now, looking like they are going to commit to the plant on A. As Kurz rushes his way onto the site, he is going to drop the bomb. And now the Wolves start to converge. Diff just going to spray through the wall. Try to get that wallbang kill onto Kurz, but Kurz finds the off angle in the 1v1 against Cells now. And Brody comes out ahead. Kieno, by a hair, walks away with round number 3. Now let's see if the Huskies can make some critical adjustments here on this defense and really just try to hold things out together. As Brody will go for the full wraparound, but Eternals, who's been really playing an exceptional game of Call of Duty so far today, makes the read on the rotation and pre-rotates defensively to catch him out. Great Witness, he hears some noises. He's got the right idea, but he's just not finding it. He's going to be able to stick some shots onto KB, but it's a little sloppy, and Cells will find the time to refrag out. It's just unfortunate, you know. Great Witness had all the right plays and all the right movements and ideas, but couldn't get the shots to stick, and I think that's just going to be Cells coming out ahead there on Brody. You know, Brody had the timing. Kurz, I should say, had the timing and just couldn't get the shots to stick. 2-2 now. Husky's back again, forcing that A side. Nade gets taken down immediately by the trophy system, and Brody will have to get in and start doing some damage himself. And Kurz, I don't even know how you saw him through all that smoke. Kurz will find his. Great Witness is trying to hold Diff down, but Diff says, no, you're getting diffed. In the name, what I do. But the setup from the Huskies is too clean. They read the rotation perfectly. And so far, offense seems to be the way you win it. Today's SND competition. And we're really looking for that first defensive side victory. This is a 1st to 11 competition. You don't want to let it go 5-5 and leave it up to the 50-50 on the last round. It's really going to come down to which team can find that first defensive victory. Xelios holding outer. Sees the shots from Cells, and he's going to be able to react to that. First kill goes down in favor of the Huskies. Good movement by Great Witness here to take control of this high ground. He does clear it out. He's going to camp under the bar table. I think he saw Eternals taking stairs. He's commenting that out to his teammates, though. It doesn't necessarily need to commit, because the call has been made, and Xelios now just has to watch this outer, stick some shots onto Diff, but it's not enough to close out the kill. Bomb planted on the A site. Brody switching over to the AR here on this round. Was on the SMG, I believe, the last few rounds. And Kurz will find one. And it looks like the bomb side is mostly cleared out, as the Huskies, I believe, are going to start going for this defuse. And they will be able to stick it, and that is going to be the first defensive side victory of the map. As Keanu finally pulls the score ahead 4-2. And that round, I think, really came down to the Huskies just deciding to play a little bit more patiently on defense. And that positioning from Jed as well. Being able to catch out that rotation downstairs. Communicating that to his teammates, giving them the info they needed to be successful. You know, this game, I think, really speaks to the patience required to execute. You know your setups, you know your rotation timings, you've been playing the game long enough, you should know how long it takes to get from point A to point B, and, you know, gunny is one thing, but knowing to just chill out and wait for the right moment to strike is an important, a crucially important element of competitive Call of Duty. And the Huskies will find their first round win off being able to exercise that patience. As Kurz waiting for his window to go in, he's going to open up the door, and that should give him all the info he needs to know that Eternals is camping somewhere outside that doorway. Cell is going to get spotted out as Great Witness is going to start creeping up ever closer. They will be able to find him. However, bomb dropped on the opposite side of the field. Great Witness finds a second on the backside as he takes down Diff. Kurz will grab the bomb, and I think that's going to be all they need to decide to commit to this B-side push. Kurz will go for the plant here. Eternal is just stuck in mid. Switching over to his POV, we'll see how he intends to resolve this. Now in a 1v2. Gonna get as much information as possible. He's just gonna go for the complete wraparound rotation. But Jed catches him out, and a nice headshot from Jed will win it. Great Witness taking him down. 5-2 now for the Huskies. One round shy of the map victory. And a beautiful headshot from there from Great Witness to round it out. potential last round of the map here as the Huskies back on defense. And I wonder if Newberry's going to switch it up and try to go B here. So far, both teams have just every single round committed to this A-side push to start things off. There's going to be Curtis camping outside the doorways. Look at all of those stun grenades. My goodness. What an execute by Newberry. They read that situation perfectly. There's going to be the bomb going down. The Huskies not in the most favorable spot, but nothing left to lose, really. And a couple rounds of padding. Give you the opportunity to try to take the risk. Great Witness has the streak available, though. He doesn't really want to lose that. No real point in playing your life here. Might as well do what you can. Catches out Diff, but Diff will diff him, and that's going to be Newberry taking their third round of the map. Here we go, Keanu Huskies.
Yeah.
And he's gonna open up the door and Dave comes down onto site. The wall bang as well from Kurz, and that will put a ton of pressure onto Eternals. Newberry playing a little bit more patient, a little bit more cautious. Keanu will be able to get control of this A site, but I think they've decided, hey, this doesn't look so good. I think I'd like to try someplace else. But it looks like a fake, perhaps, potentially, is they're going to fake the rotate off and then just chill. Brody's still getting into it with Diff, taking that long-range gunfight. 30 seconds left on the clock. KB spotted out. Huskies need to find their window. Re-clearing out that A site. That should give the timing for Kurz to get down and plant the bomb. As Exelios will spot out Cells, but Brody gets taken down. Kurz finds the plant, gets the shot, sticks the shots to KB. And actually, I spoke too soon. The plant doesn't come down. Exelios needs to find Diff. And he's just going to run for his life. And Newberry will take the victory. And a close game. Still map point for the Huskies. But back on defense, and as we've seen so far in this match, the defense on this map has been a little harder, and it looks like Newberry is going to start committing some serious resources into this B side. There's going to be Great Witness positioning himself into this gunfight with Cells, but Eternals finds a good little spot for himself. And Kurz, good shots onto Diff there. He does know there's a player camping in that window. He just doesn't know where to aim and shoot. Huskies now trying to clear things out. And if Kurz can stick this, that's huge. But Cells comes out on top again. This guy is just fragging like crazy right now, and that's going to mean Keanu forced to play. Forced to play the tiebreaker round here. It was such a huge lead for the Huskies, but Newberry got it together on those last 3 rounds. And unfortunately, tiebreaker does mean Keanu plays defense again. This has been the More challenging side of the coin here. This is all or nothing for the Huskies. Best of 3, down by 1 map, tiebreaker on the SND. Let's see what they do and how they deal with this pressure. As the rotations are going to come out fast and strong from the Huskies. I believe Diff did get spotted out there. Cells will find the opening pick onto Great Witness. Down a member, 3-2, or 3v4 for the Huskies. Kurz will find one. Exelios gets traded out by Cells. 2v3 now. Kurz will get taken down by Cells. Brody in a 1v3. Finds one, needs to reposition, but gets taken down. Newberry will find the victory onto the Keanu Huskies, and that will knock Keanu down into the losers bracket. Off of this map. A close effort from the Huskies. Definitely looked doable for them, but Newberry just came out a little bit stronger. The Huskies will be back once the first round has resolved with their second life down into the losers bracket. And we'll see back to see if they can make the miracle run into the grand finals. We're going to cut to a quick break here while we wait for the map to get resolved and wait for those next rounds to be announced. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back with some more Call of Duty in just a little bit.